more on that deal between BJM and Renaissance Capital. I'm now joined by Rencap South Africa CEO and also Head of Pan-African Equities, Clifford Sachs. Clifford, thanks for coming on this afternoon.
Good afternoon, Stephen. Thanks for having me.
Well, Clifford, you haven't wasted much time. Rencap only entered the local markets in February, appointing you to head up the local operations. You've already been signing deals. Why BJM Securities? What does that give you?
Stephen, for us, BJM are just a fantastic fit, and we feel very, very fortunate they were willing to enter into talks with us at a time that we were busy building in South Africa. So the last time I was on CNBC, I was talking a little bit about what we wanted to do here, which was build a client-centric, research-driven business, and BJM was just a fantastic fit along that basis.
Now, of course, I do know that Andile is sitting next to you, so you're saying all the nice things here. Clifford, what were the alternatives? Could you have started an operation from scratch? Were you talking to anybody else?
Stephen, we weren't talking to anyone else, and frankly for us this was a very binary decision between organically building a business or buying a business. I think what BJM gives us with their superb research franchise is probably a 3 or 4 year head start on what we would have been able to do had we built a business. So, again, for us, the culture fit, the quality of the people, the superb research-driven franchise was just a very, very compelling and very, very easy question for us to answer on the buy versus build.
Now, of course, Andile was talking to us about all of the other accolades that Renaissance Capital has in the other markets where it operates, where it's ranked in those markets. How does BJM fit into your existing franchise? How can they operate together?
Again, quite an easy question for us to answer there. We have a very strong client-centric, research-driven franchise. In the recent II rankings, I believe we entered 10 categories. We got 10 first. This is in research. BJM very, very strongly aligned to that. So what do we offer our client base, and for that matter, the good people at BJM? A very, very strong fit with this powerful research platform. I think what comes alongside that, and this is very, very important to the success of this platform, essentially 2 things. Firstly, we'll be Pan-African. We'll be on the ground from an equity perspective in a number of markets. This is number 6. And we have a very muscular, as Andile said, distribution franchise in both London and New York. So we're an emerging market investment bank, by the way, rather than a Russian bank. So we have a very, very powerful distribution platform in both London and New York, which consists of sales and trading. And I think that's going to be a great connection with the BJM people on the ground in South Africa.
Well, if I was a BJM client at this stage, what could I be looking forward to going forward from here?
I think, again, 2 things. A Pan-African product, so you're going to be getting Pan-African comps. And from a trading perspective, and this is really just hugely key, very, very powerful distribution. So what's going to change, I think, is you'll start seeing far more muscular distribution in both sales and trading. You'll be seeing a lot more flows because the client base that we connect with internationally is very much more akin to a bulge bracket client base. So what do we bring the local clients? We bring them a Pan-African equity research offering, and we bring them far more, I think, far deeper and more powerful flows.
Well, of course, Andile was talking about the muscle that this deal would give BJM Securities, and I presume that includes financial muscle. Will you be investing more cash in this business?
That's a good question, and the answer is yes. You will see that we will not be making any significant headcount reductions here. In fact, we'll be hiring in a couple of places where we think where BJM needs to see the research platform supplemented, and you'll be seeing a little bit of balance sheet being put to work here as well. So we've hired Tony Marcia, as you've probably seen, and Tony, I think, is one of the best traders, client facilitation traders on the continent. Tony is going to be putting some of our balance sheet to work for the benefit of clients in that regard.
And you said hiring in particular areas. Which particular areas have you identified those yet?
No, I think we need to get our feet under the desk now, and we've inherited a fantastic research franchise. We need to understand where that franchise needs to be supplemented and to use Andile's word, muscled up, and that'll be something that we'll look at over the next couple of months.
No
decisions yet in that.
You do have your feet on the ground in a number of other African countries. You're in Nigeria, Kenya, Zambia, Ghana as well. South Africa also an important part of that mix for Africa. Will you be looking at other acquisitions around the continent?
That's something that I can't comment on this stage. Frankly, I have my hands full right now. implementing this transaction and making sure that this franchise that we are busy buying in South Africa connects very effectively with our international platform.
How about branding? You do say in the release today that it's going to be called Renaissance BJM Securities. Do you see this as a temporary change of name, or do you see this taking the company forward, that we do keep that BJM branding in the name?
No, I think we'd like to keep the BJM branding. This is a franchise with a fantastic reputation with local clients, and we see no need to drop the name, certainly at this stage or for the foreseeable future.
Clifford, we have to leave it there. Thanks very much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
That's, of course, Clifford Sachs, the CEO of Renaissance Capital South Africa, also the head of Pan-African Equities at the group.